Hi, this is Aluwani and welcome to Personal Development with Aluwani. Today we're going to be talking about dreaming big. Now, for me, what inspired this is a conversation that I had with a friend a couple of days ago. So I just thought maybe I should do a video about this. Maybe I should share it out there with everyone. So maybe before we go into the video, um, I just want to remind everyone out there that if you haven't yet subscribed onto the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I know a few of you have been saying you haven't been receiving the notification. So just make sure that when you hit that subscribe button, just tap on the bell icon just next to the subscribe button so that you can receive notifications of all future posts that we're going to be doing. And to everyone that has already joined the community and sharing their comments, we really appreciate that. It is your comments that help us make this channel better. A whole lot of us out there are living a life that we did not plan. We are living a life that just happened, a life that just happened by coincidence and not a life that we actually planned out. And you may be sitting there asking yourself, but why is it as such? Others will tell you, well, that's just how life is. Life doesn't pan out the way that you planned it. And, people say a whole lot of things. So what I'm here to say today is it all has to do with your dreams. The truth is, you are living the life that you're living right now because you think you should be living this life. So you are not giving yourself enough time to think beyond of what you are living. You're not giving yourself enough time to imagine, to dream beyond. So think back to when you were a child. I can guarantee that um, almost all your dreams, if not most of them, you have actually lived them out. And if you look back at our childhood, if you look back at how most of the people out there grew up, growing up, most of us didn't have much, and that inspired us to dream. You find you'd be sitting there with your friends and you'd be dreaming about the future. You'd be dreaming about the specific car that you would want to drive when you grow up. You'd be dreaming about the specific place that you'd like to live in. Our dreams are so elaborate that you'd find a person dreaming about the specific food that that particular person would want to eat, or the clothes that they'd want to see themselves wearing. So we created an environment where we could dream, where we could plant ideas in our minds. And those dreams lived with us because we kept revisiting them. We kept sharing them with our friends. We kept sharing them with people that are close to us. We fed those dreams. We watched shows that that displayed the kind of things that we wanted. We sought after car magazines because we loved those cars. We did a whole lot of things that kept those dreams alive. Now, that's a lot of things that we did then that for some reason we are just not doing now. And then over and above that, as children, believe it or not, you had a plan. You had a dream and you had a plan. You had a dream and you had a plan. Now you may asking, well, what do you mean? So look at it this way. So as a child, um, I'll just put an example out there. Say your dream was to become an engineer. So as a child in high school, because of that dream to become an engineer, you knew that you had to pass your matric with good results so that you could go to varsity. That is already a plan. That is already yourself understanding that in order for you to obtain this dream career of becoming an engineer, I need to follow the following steps. I need to go through this following steps. And you worked hard towards that. I mean, you studied. You studied for exams, and you put yourself in an environment where others shared the same dream. What do I mean by that? You went to a school whereby people wanted to pass. I mean, the general feeling in a school is everyone in a high school is that everyone understands that, you know what, you need to pass your exams, you need to pass your tests, and ultimately you're gonna get a matric certificate. So in other words, what I'm saying is you associated yourself with like-minded people, people that were also striving for something similar to what you were striving for. But it didn't just end there. So you got the results that could put you into varsity. And then what did you do next? You applied for a varsity. You went out and applied for a varsity. You got accepted to a varsity for engineering. Then over and above that, you had to move out of your parents' home and start your own life. It's either you moved into res at the varsity, or you moved into a plant, so into a flat, sorry. So this is kind of like moving out of your outside of your comfort zone to go out and start something new. You became independent. You went out into the unknown. Okay, myself, I grew up in Venda, so if you wanted to study engineering at the time, you'd had to come to provinces such as Gauteng, or even as far as the Western Cape. So now imagine how many people had to move from Venda to come to Gauteng, or to move from Venda to the Western Cape to get that qualification. You moved out of your comfort zone, and then in doing so, you had to adapt in your new environment. Not only did you have to adapt to living alone or living with people that you have just met, you still had to study to go for that degree. And here's the amazing thing. So as you studied, as you passed exams, as you progressed through the years in your tertiary studies, I think you can agree with me that the dream became more and more and more clearer. So the closer you got, the more advancement the more steps you took closer to your dream, it became more and more clearer, and it became more and more attainable. And you ask anyone that is in varsity, and they'll tell you how much they are looking forward to graduating. And again, in that university setup, in that technical setup, you were still associating yourself with like-minded people that were studying towards a certain goal, which is something that you were also trying to do. So what happened next? After that, you graduated, got your dream job of becoming an engineer. You get your own place, you get your first car, and maybe start a family. And for some reason, it just ends there. Then, if you look from that point of your life moving forward, most of us stop advancing, most of us slow down. It's as if one says that this is it. And what I have found is that many people will tell you, what, life happened. Life happened. And honestly speaking, that doesn't really make much sense. We stop dreaming. We stop dreaming. And we feel that we lived our lives ultimately to get to where we are. And from there on, life becomes about paying bills, sending our kids to school, keeping our spouses happy, and we stop looking for more. We stop trying to go out there and be our best selves. You find years and years and years going by, and when you look back at what you have done that year, there is really nothing much. You have just been trying to survive. Now, this channel is called Personal Development. Why? Because my aim is to push you to live your best life. Now, for me, your best life is each and every year you need to be better than the year before. So tomorrow you need to wake up being better than the person you were today. You need to keep on building on what you have so that you can live your maximum potential. So the one thing that I really find that is lacking in our lives is that element that we had when we were young, the element of dreaming. the element of having such a wild imagination, of thinking of something from nothing. You could be sitting in a 2-room house somewhere, in a 2-room shack somewhere, but at that time you could be dreaming of driving a certain car, even if no one in your family has ever owned a car. At that point you could be dreaming of living in a certain suburb, even if no one in your family had done that. But as kids, we had that. And it is because of that ability to dream that we managed to navigate through most of the things that we went through, and you find yourself where you are now. So the challenge today is you need to become a kid again. You need to become a kid again. You need to start dreaming. You need to start dreaming of what you want a year from now. You need to start dreaming about what you want 2 years from now. Is it a business that you want to start? Start dreaming about it. It needs to start somewhere. You need to see it in your mind before you can bring it to the physical. It needs to start here. So I'm saying dream big. Dream big. And now, unfortunately, if you're not feeding your mind positive information, if you're not giving it positive stuff, you limit your thinking capacity. You limit your thinking capacity. You start thinking in terms of now. And that is where dreams go to die. Some of you want to pursue another qualification, but you think, well, I can't do that because I can't afford it now. That is you limiting yourself. That is you thinking of the now and limiting yourself to better your future. So start feeding your mind positive information. Start thinking differently. If it's an additional qualification that you want, instead of looking at how much you are earning right now, maybe try to understand how much you need and what you need to start doing to increase your earning potential, so that eventually you can go and study for that additional qualification that you want. If it's a business that you want to start, start dreaming about it. In my example about the young child that grew up, went to school and varsity, I kept on saying that you associated, or basically that child associated themselves with like-minded people in that particular school, someone that was also trying to get to that qualification. So if it's a new business you want to start finding new friends that are also pursuing the same business. Start finding friends that have already achieved that which you want to do. And that will just assist you in terms of guiding you, in terms of keeping your momentum going. I spoke about how we used to look at car magazines, talking about the cars that we're going to drive when we grow up. Are you looking at information that stimulates your dreams? Are you spending time looking at information that stimulates your dreams? Or are you spending time on social media, focusing on all the bad news? I'm not saying now that social media is wrong, but all I'm saying is, what are you focusing on? Where do you spend your time? Are you stimulating your dreams? Are you reinforcing your dreams? Or are you consuming all the negative news that is out there? So you hear a lot of people saying, you know what, I had dreams to become this, but I could not because of 1, 2, 3, 4 circumstances. I'm saying that if you are still finding yourself in a position whereby you need to validate to someone why you are not living in your dreams, you are lost. You are lost. You are focusing on the wrong thing. Remember what I said when I started. You are living the life that you are living because you think you should be living that life. So if it is a dream that you could not achieve, maybe you just didn't put enough effort to it. And one thing I believe about dreams is dreams never die. So you still have, as long as you're breathing, you still have an opportunity to pursue it. So pick up that dream, dust it up, and pursue it. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your loved ones. So the big thing about today is, without dreams, without enticing our minds of where we want to go, our brain becomes satisfied with what we have here, with what we have. It becomes the normal, and you stop reaching out to new heights. So someone may say, you know what, I want to dream, but I've got bills to pay, my things are not balancing out. So the thing about the mind is, the mind wants to be comfortable. The mind does not want to be stressed. The mind wants to be comfortable. So if it's bills that are stressing you out right now, your mind is going to focus on the bills because it wants to take away that stress. So if we now know that the mind does not want stress and it wants to be comfortable, maybe start giving it positive stress so that it can fight to eliminate that stress. So what I mean by that is, start stressing your mind out that, why am I not living such a life? You know, start stressing your mind out with dreams of you living outside of your comfort zone. And I can promise you, once you start that process, you're going to start looking for ways in which to achieve that, because your mind does not want to be stressed. And by so doing, you're going to be moving in a positive direction. I really believe that there is a lot of capabilities in us. I really believe that there's a lot of potential that has been locked in us. And very few people have actually unlocked that potential. Very few people have accepted that this is it, this is life. I mean, why aren't you a billionaire? Why ain't I a billionaire? Why aren't you the person building schools for all those disadvantaged villages? Why aren't you the person bringing relief, aiding people in this time of Corona? Why aren't you the person changing the world? These are challenges that I am putting out there to say, let us start thinking in that way. Why am I not the person changing this world for the better? There's a lot of potential locked up in you, and you need to bring it out. You need to share it with the world. So dream, dream, dream big. Don't just dream, dream big. We have now come to the end of our video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope it's something to think about, and I really hope that you are going to act on it. And please do go ahead and share it with someone that you think it would add value to. And again, if you haven't joined the community, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to also hit the notification button right next to the subscribe button, so that you can be informed of all future videos that we are going to be posting. Keep posting those comments. Like I've said, it is those comments that help make this channel better each and every day. Thank you.